All right, so this activity is 3 screens long. I'm hoping that the first one problem of each screen you're able to do. So I can find the slope of each line segment, and in doing so, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to draw what's called a slope triangle. And a slope triangle is a right triangle. And we use the slope triangle as a way of determining the rise and the run. So if you can draw in the slope triangle, determine the rise and the run for the triangle, and then enter in the actual slope. And you can do that for all 3 triangles, or all 3 segments. And turn the video back on when you're finished. All right, so I've already drawn the first one. And so for the run, we're looking at going from numbers 5 to 12. So if you subtract the 2 numbers, that will tell you the length. Sometimes this length there could be as a run value or a rise value. It could be negative, depending if the segment's going up as you go from left to right, or going down. In this case here, since the triangle is going up from left to right, we should expect both numbers to be positive. For the y value, I'm taking 34 and I'm subtracting away 13, and that length is 21. So I started with this as my first order pair, and it's the first numbers in those subtraction problems, and then 5 and 13 being the second problem. So the slope is going to be rise over run, so this will be 21 over 7. So hopefully, this is 3. So hopefully that is what you found for the first segment. My copy is not the digital copy of Desmos, so I'll just be typing in the answers, but writing the answer on the screen. But when you type it in, hopefully we put in 27 divided by 7, and then click like return or down arrow. It'll put 3 in automatically for you. So don't put in 21 divided by 7 equals 3. The computer will do the equals 3 for you when you move to the next line. For length, last week we started talking about length for a right triangle, and so this is my right angle here, and what I'm looking for is the hypotenuse of this right triangle. So I like to think about what we did last week. We spent a couple of days working on it. I'd like you to find the length of the red segment, or the hypotenuse. Again, to be able to enter in the length, you have to enter in or type in SQRT if you need a square root symbol. Please turn the video back on when you are ready to continue. All right, so hopefully set up the problem using the Pythagorean theorem. So 7 squared plus 21 squared equals the hypotenuse squared. 7 squared is 49. 21 squared is 441. So that means that the area of the square coming off the x side is 490, and that's the area. And then to find the length, we use square roots. So again, my copy's not digital, so you type in SQRT and then 490, and then it will give you the answer. So the computer should hopefully give you an answer that is approximately 22.135, something like that. All right. So moving on to the next problem. Again, hopefully the slope is finished. We drew the slope triangle, found the slope. If you go ahead and find the length of the segment, and then turn the video on when you're ready to talk about problem number 2. All right, so the slope triangle, I'll draw in, will look like this. Again, I'm going to start with the 21 and the 24 as my first numbers in the subtraction problem. So starting with the run, it's going to be 21 take away -9, which is 30. It's going to be the run value. And then the rise value will be 24. Take away 4, so the rise value is 20. So the slope would be rise over run, so 20 over 30. So it'll probably give you something like 0.6 repeating. 20 divided by 30. And then for the Pythagorean theorem, this is the right angle here, so that's going to be our two smaller areas. 20 squared plus 30 squared is equal to hypotenuse squared. So this would be 400 plus 900. X squared is equal to 1300. You can type in SQRT, you should put the square root symbol, and then 1300. So it's going to be somewhere between 30 and 40. This computer will give you that answer somewhere between 30 and 40. And I got 36.056. And then the last one, again, same steps. This time you'll notice the segment is going down, so one of our values for rise or run will be negative, since the 7 is going down from left to right. You're not going to be little problems, go ahead and do that. Turn the video back on when you're ready to continue. Alright, so if I put in the slope triangle, and I'm going to start with the 10 and 8 this time. So 10, take away negative 15, 25, so that's the run value. And 8, take away 28 is negative 20, and that is my rise value. So the slope is negative 20 over 25, which I believe is negative 0.8. To find the length, we're going to use Pythagorean theorem. So again, the right triangle is here, so we're going to be using 20 and 25. You know, a length of a triangle can't be negative. So 20 squared plus 25 squared is equal to hypotenuse squared. It's 400 plus 625 equals x squared. X squared is 1,025. That's the area of that square. And the length of that square is the square root of 1,025, so SQRT 1,025. On Wednesday, we will continue with our work on Pythagorean theorem. As I mentioned, when we finish up area and Pythagorean theorem, there will be a test. So Friday will be the soonest the test will be, or it'll be next week on Tuesday. So hopefully you get success with these problems, and we'll continue the conversation on Wednesday.